drinking out of a solo cup because that's how fancy we are around here. Welcome back to yet another episode of Sippin With Sin, the podcast where we talk about stuff and things and stuff that are important to us. Maybe not important to you, but maybe they are important to you. That's why you're listening. Hopefully they are. If not, maybe they will be after this. But welcome back to yet another episode. Appreciate you all being here and listening to us for yet another week. We're getting close to, I think, a year of the podcast. I think in next few months we'll be hitting a year milestone, which is pretty freaking crazy. So we appreciate you all being here week in and week out, and the new listeners coming in, we appreciate you checking us out. But without further ado, we're going to welcome our esteemed colleague, the one, the only, Mr. Christian back.
What up, everyone? It feels so good to be back. I can't believe it's almost been that long. It doesn't feel like it. The time just flies by.
We're on episode like 40 something. I don't remember, like 42, 3 maybe. So we're around 10 episodes away from hitting that mark. It's pretty crazy.
Can't wait to get there, man. That's awesome. We're gonna have to plan something dope.
Yeah, we'll have to. Dude, I can't believe it's been a year. We've been doing this weekly episodic podcast for damn near a year. That's pretty impressive. I think we should give ourselves a round of applause for that.
Absolutely.
That's some commitment. And the numbers, I feel like, have been going up some, so that's good. So everybody out there in listening world and listening land, keep sharing it. Keep spreading the word. We appreciate it. And if you're watching on YouTube, actually, the numbers have been going up over there too. So keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing, keep watching, all that. And if you're on YouTube, you can see we're festive as hell back here. Got my office stream room set up. We got the Christmas tree and some lights and stuff. Jeepers in the corner. He's got a Santa hat on because Jeepers likes Santa and stuff. So, yeah, we're festive. We're ready for the holiday season. But we're going to go ahead and get into our first thing that we like to break in every episode. It's how we start that episode, how we start everything off. I don't know why I'm just kind of going in circles there, like chasing my tail. But, yeah. We break dice. We start every episode the same way. That's what we've been watching, listening to, reading, or playing lately. Christian, I think you've been busy, but have you had anything you've been watching really lately, or what?
So as far as watching stuff, no, I honestly I haven't had the time. It's been strangely busy of a week for me. I expected to have time to watch whatever I wanted. So you know what? I lied. I did watch one thing. I watched the first episode of Wednesday from Tim Burton that is now streaming on Netflix. Only seen the first episode so far. I plan to watch the entirety of the season. I really like the first episode. I love Jenna Ortega as Wednesday, and I don't want to ruin anything in case you haven't seen it, but I really do like the show so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. There's a lot of positive buzz on the internet for it, so hopefully that's all true. And as far as watching other stuff, no, I haven't watched anything, but I have started playing God of War, and I'm here to tell you that if this game is not Game of the Year, everybody is blind because
Elden Ring is up there, dude. I don't know.
I think Elden Ring is a very, very strong number 2.
Ooh.
I think that Elden Ring is literally on the heels of God of War, but with that being said, it is on the heels. God of War is, in my opinion, 100% a better game. It's a better story.
But did you play Elden Ring?
Tighter gameplay. The graphics are better.
Did you play Elden Ring?
I did play Elden Ring. I did not beat Elden Ring, but I did play Elden. I actually own Elden Ring. I have it currently. And like I said, it's a fantastic game, especially if you're a Souls player. It's fantastic. It's so good. But as soon as you pop in God of War and just see the main menu, you're immediately back in. And I think that God of War does have the privilege of us already playing the first one, right? We've been following Kratos for years now. Some of us, we've known Kratos our entire life. So when you go into God of War Ragnarok, it's immediate. You immediately get thrown into the action. You immediately know what's up. You immediately have questions and you want to see the story. And without ruining anything, one of the first things that you do in this game is fight Thor. And that fight does not disappoint. It is fantastic. It's such a clutch fight. The voice acting is on fucking point, dude. I can't tell you how amazing it is. And I gotta say, the guy that they have doing the voice of Thor in particular, I think it's Ryan Hurst. He's the guy who was Opie in Sons of Anarchy. If you watch that, he is amazing as Thor. I love it. I don't want anybody else to play Thor. Like it's amazing. I have nothing but praise for this game, and I'm only a few hours in. It's fantastic.
I'm not a Souls player either, but I still right now, God of War and Elden Ring are clearly leaps and bounds above everything else as far as game of the year. I'm still leaning towards Elden Ring as my game of the year, but I'm not super far in God of War myself. But they're up there together. Elden Ring just, I don't know. To me, as someone that did not play a Souls game, like I played Bloodborne barely and that was it. That was my Souls experience. Wasn't my cup of tea. Like those type of games, I figured I'd get too pissed off. To go into Elden Ring and put in the time that I put into Elden Ring and enjoyed as much as I did, and for it to have the hype it did and deliver was very impressive. Same being said for God of War though, because it had a ton of hype and obviously it's delivered. So with you starting God of War, does that mean you beat Gotham Knights?
I did. I beat Gotham Knights. I did. I enjoyed. So Gotham Knights has a lot of haters and a lot of hate out there, and I understand some of it. I really do. Um, but I really did enjoy the game. I liked it enough to go through the entirety of the game and beat it. I almost, if honestly, if it wasn't for God of War, I would go back and platinum the game. There's one thing about platinuming, getting that trophy for Gotham Knights that they don't tell you that you need to know before you even start playing the game. And I'm going to tell you guys right now because I learned the hard way. Playing Gotham Knights, if you play or when you play as Robin, Tim Drake, everybody has their own specific skill trees, and their third skill tree is like their special moves that's specific to them. Tim technically has two skill trees that are his own, and they you don't have enough points in the game. Like when you level up and get points, you level up to level 30, that's the max level, right? Once you get to level 30, you have to allocate your points into the skill trees accordingly. If you don't level up both of his specialty skill trees, there's no way for you to level them up unless you start New Game Plus. So I can't get the platinum trophy unless I start the game over on New Game Plus and then level him up accordingly. And I believe that they're raising the cap pretty soon for the level, I think. And also, they just dropped the first DLC that's free, where you get to do the four-player kind of thing. It's kind of like doing when you play Gears of War and you did like the waves of enemies type thing. It's
Horde.
that, but yeah. But the main thing about it is the new villain that they brought in is Starro, which is really cool because Starro is a really cool villain. So all of the enemies that you faced early in the game, which I won't give away just in case you haven't played the game, but they all have the Starro mask like attached to their face, which is pretty cool to see. It's cheeky because they're really just using the same character models over and over again, but they've added something to the face. But it's still fun to play, and hopefully they'll give us an opportunity to max out the characters and get all of their special moves instead of just the ones that we use. That's like my only gripe with me beating the story of Gotham Knights. I really, really enjoyed the game. I liked it a lot.
Sell the
I
game
think
to me.
that
Tell me why I should play it.
so he, that's actually a little easier than I thought it would be. So selling the game is this: if you like Ninja Turtles and playing any Ninja Turtles based game when you were a kid, then you'll like this game.
But it's not
Each
Ninja Turtles.
character is, huh?
But it's not Ninja
Say it again?
Turtles though.
It's not Ninja Turtles, which is even better because you're Batman characters, right? So you have your Raphael, which is Red Hood. You have your Leonardo, which is Nightwing. You have your Michelangelo, which is Tim Drake, Robin. You have your Donatello, which is Batgirl. So
But
they
they're
all
not
have their
Ninja
own specific
Turtles.
things they do,
So you can't sell
but
me
they're
Ninja
not Ninja
Turtles if
Turtles.
they're not Ninja Turtles.
No, I'm not selling you Ninja Turtles. I'm saying if you've liked games like Ninja Turtles, then you'll like this one because you have that four-player co-op type personality. So also like games like Borderlands, right? They give you the four at first. They give you the four players to choose from. So you choose from one of those four players. So that's your thing, and each character does about the same thing generally, but they all have their own special moves that they use that are specific to them. That's the same in this game. And the thing that sells me on the game that should sell you on the game is that not only can you play drop in, drop out co-op with your friends if you wanted to, it's also not a game that you can't play by yourself if you want to just chill and do it on your own. With that being said, each character has moves specific to them so much that are so much fun to use and so much fun to play that you never get bored because you can constantly change the characters up, and that changes how you fight the enemies as well, which makes it more fun to play over and over again. Also, they let us know that they're going to be dropping some DLC for the game, getting new suits and all that, and getting suits and stuff in the game is super fun. It reminds me of old school Spider-Man games, so you have to actually play through the game, get these costumes, and you have to go out and do extra missions to get these costumes and wear them, and they all have different specs. And you get costumes that you can spec over things so they can look a certain way. You have to use the same thing over and over again. So there's just a lot in the game for you to be able to do so that you spend the money on the game and it feels like you got your money's out of it. I definitely got my money's worth out of the game, and I definitely plan to play this game more. However, with that being said, because I'm playing God of War currently, I don't want anything else to get in my way of Ragnarok and what I'm going to do in the story of Ragnarok. So, if you haven't played Gotham Knights yet, it's probably, I think it's on sale still, so it's an easy pickup. If you play with friends a lot, you play it online a lot, it's definitely for you. And if you're tired of just playing, first person shooters all the time, this is something different.
Uh-oh. Do we lose Christian?
Not hear me?
Oh, there he is. Okay. Cut out for a minute.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So Christian's a big advocate of Gotham Knights. Not surprised. It's right up your wheelhouse. God of War. I'm excited about God of War conversations because this will give us, by the time we both probably get deep enough in the story to talk about it, hopefully that's enough time for like spoilers and stuff, people that haven't played it to have been exposed. Hopefully, or we'll just give a disclaimer when we talk about it. But I'm not super far in the story myself, but I'm excited to continue that.
Let me ask you one question about the God of War story that doesn't ruin anything, and then we can move on. You ready?
Yeah.
Have you fought the bear yet?
Yeah.
All right. That was amazing, and I loved that moment. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Well, I don't want to say okay. I'm assuming you're probably not much farther past that, right?
No, I'm past that. I'm in a different realm right now. I'm in Alfheim right now.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for somebody?
No, I found the person I think you're talking about, and they are with me right now.
Okay. Okay, so you may be kind of close to where I am, because yeah. Okay, we'll discuss this more as we get more into it. Oh, it's a good game though. So has that been pretty much it? Just gaming?
Yeah, that's all I've had time for. I've been trying to, work a lot more and do more artwork to come out here in the near future. So yeah, that's all I've been doing.
Okay, nice. The missus counterbalances me as I'm very into the spooky stuff. She's very into the holiday season and Christmas. So now that Thanksgiving is past us and all that, she is very Christmas oriented. We've been decorating the house and all that stuff. And so we've been watching some Christmas movies. So I've watched a few things. To start, we have started, and the time of recording this, I believe an episode come out a day or two ago, the newest episode. I think there's going to be 6 of them in total. I could be wrong. The Santa Clauses. It's on Disney+. We started it, and I will have to say, 3 episodes in. I hope it gets better, because I do like the Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen. Well, he's actually in all of them, but I like that they're bringing back some characters. I don't know. I don't know. It feels off to me. It doesn't feel right. So we'll see where the story goes. I kind of have an idea of pretty much what's going to happen with it, essentially. Seems very predictable. But, yeah. She's not really feeling that one either. We started, but Tim Allen's in it. Elizabeth Mitchell is coming back as Mrs. Claus. You see Charlie. At this point, we've seen Charlie, which is Eric Lloyd, the original kid from it. You see Scott Calvin, Santa's 2 new kids with Mrs. Claus are in it. Then there's some new characters. And then, yeah. So, it's I don't know. Now, I'm not super feeling it, but I'm going to watch it just to watch it. So, we started that. And then we've watched Spirited, which is Apple TV, I believe. Apple TV exclusive. That we were able to get our hands on and watch. I think it's on Apple TV. It could be on other stuff. I'm not really sure. But it stars Ryan Reynolds and it stars Will Ferrell. And essentially, it's like a fresh take on Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. It is a musical. Yeah, I guess you could just say it's a musical. A lot of singing in it, which is kind of weird from Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. But to me, I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan, so I was like, it wasn't miserable. It was a pretty decent Christmas movie. I mean, it is what it is. It has Christmas Carol elements in it, and it's essentially kind of going off that. But watch that. Not bad for the holiday season. If you need a holiday movie to watch, check it out. It's called Spirited. Come out this year. It's newer. Another one we actually just watched today, time of filming this, was A Christmas Story Christmas. And A Christmas Story is one of my favorite Christmas movies, as I watch it every Christmas Eve and Christmas because it's on like 24/7 during that time. Like just crazy marathon of it. It was pretty cool. I'll say that. I liked it. So far, Spirited and Christmas Story Christmas are better than the Santa Clauses. Granted, those are movies compared to the show. But the Christmas Story Christmas, I thought, did a really good job of taking a story that come out in like 1983, I believe, is when Christmas Story come out. And you bring back the main kid, Ralph. You bring back Peter Billingsley, who played him, as well as a couple of it. Like a lot of the kids that play parts are back in their adult form. So I thought that was pretty cool to bring it around. And I thought the story and the writing, the way they tied it into the other one, was good. And I liked it. So it takes place, I think it's set in 74, which would be like 30-something years after the other one, because I believe the Christmas Story is supposed to take place in like the 40s. But it was good. I actually liked it. I did enjoy it. I liked the way it was done. It was, I think it's an HBO Max movie. Do you know, Christian? Is it exclusive HBO Max? Christian, we may have lost him. He's in the Matrix.
No, I'm here. I'm not positive if it is or not, to be honest.
Christian's in the Matrix. We're not talking to him. We're not talking to Christian. But it's pretty good though. I did enjoy that one. So we've watched those. And then of course we've watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is or not.
Gotcha. We watched that, but something else I've done in this week is the new World of Warcraft expansion Dragonflight came out. And I've been playing that, and I have to say, I am still early in the expansion. Like halfway to max level on one character, and I freaking love it so far. I think they've done a really good job with it. It hasn't been, what's the word I'm looking for? It hasn't been as rough leveling where you're just like, oh my God, I want to get through this. It's actually been fun and enjoyable, and I feel like they've done a lot of good quality of life things to make this expansion better. And I am really, really enjoying it. Like, it's actually fun. Like, it doesn't bother me sitting there doing it. Where in the past, you just want to get through as quick as possible and get to where you can do other things. This, like, it's been cool. The dragon riding's really fun. The zone's big and fun, but the dragon riding, the ability to, like, fly around instead of having to just ride everywhere, like jump and fly and go, it makes things so much better. I've done one dungeon. It's been fun. The new race is a lot of fun. The Invoker. I've been playing that. The dragon class. I've been enjoying it. Christian, you would like the name of my character.
What's the name?
My dragon character, because it's like a person that's like, they can turn into a person, but they're a dragon. So they have like a visage that's a person. Name is Viserys.
Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome.
I had to break out, which a lot of my characters' names are Game of Thrones themed. Like I have a hunter that's Euron, a demon hunter's Balerion, like Balerion the Dread.
Yeah.
I don't remember. There are a whole bunch of them. Mira, like I have a whole bunch of people throughout the thing named after Game of Thrones, either dragons. I have like Cyrax and all kinds of stuff. I've just like hoarded Game of Thrones names on that server. But it's been super fun. I think it's going to be a good expansion. We will see. Only time will tell as it goes along. But me and the missus both been playing it, both been enjoying it. It's pretty funny to see that David Harbour is actually he plays World of Warcraft, and he's been in a commercial for him. And I think he's actually, the time of recording this, I think he's streaming it today on the actual World of Warcraft account. I could be wrong, but I think he's actually going to be live streaming it today. So that's pretty wild. So that's what I've been into.
Do you stream yourself playing? Do you ever stream yourself playing it?
Wow, yeah, I do. I've been streaming it on Facebook some. It's a really good, so MMOs are grindy, which everybody should know. I mean, that's just how it is when you do like an MMO, the RPG elements, grind, do quest, all that stuff. It's a really good game for me that I can sit there and just have conversations while I'm doing stuff. And so it's almost like a just chatting while playing. So I do enjoy that. Usually get like some chill music going and we chat and play and stuff. It's fun. I enjoy it. There are some games I'm excited about coming out. I wanted to briefly talk about that actually released today. One of them I have access to, and I have not got to play it yet, but I'm hoping I'll get to check it out at some point today. It's Need for Speed Unbound. I actually was sent a copy of that game, so I'm pretty stoked to check it out. I heard it's very different. Like there's like an art anime-ish style to the cars, so I'm kind of curious to see what it is. I believe it has new developers. So I'm interested. I want to see. I know it's more of like an arcadey style racer, which is fine. I enjoy that style. Christian, have you seen much on that game?
A lot, honestly.
You say a lot or not a lot?
Not a lot. I'm hoping to look at some more actually after we record here.
Gotcha. Hopefully it's good though. I think it's getting pretty decent reviews. So
That's good to know.
Yeah, I believe there's a pretty good amount of customization as far as like I feel like they went into fashion and stuff, and then of course like car customization. But I've seen like the cars have like an anime style, like the effects and everything. So we'll see. It could be really good. I'm very curious to check it out. There is a game that I've seen very little gameplay on. I've seen enough to get like a Twitch drop, and just to make sure it didn't look like Boo Boo Shoes. But it's one I've been waiting on, and I'm very excited for. It's by some of the people that created Dead Space, and it's called Callisto Protocol. It come out today, and it looks freaking awesome. I'm super excited to play it. I want to play it. Hopefully, I'll get my hands on it in the near future to be able to play it. I think that's one you want to play as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It looks...
Absolutely. I can't wait.
It looks... And if you like Dead Space, it looks very similar to Dead Space. The graphics from what I've seen are gorgeous. It looks so good. And then I've seen, like I said, I think it was a 30 minutes and you had a drop, like a skin or something. I'm not sure. But what little bit I saw, very visceral and gory and just freaking awesome. So right up my alley. Super excited for it. But yeah, that's what I've been into. Those games I'm pretty stoked to check out. And I think that's going to take us to our first topic, I believe. Oh, I know another movie. Well, I'll talk about that later. I actually did watch another movie that I meant to bring up. I can talk about it now. Christian, have you seen Bullet Train?
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard some pretty good things.
Dude, so if you want a really fun action movie, watch Bullet Train. I really enjoyed it. It was super fun. Brad Pitt's awesome in it. I'm trying to think of the actor's name. He's in Godzilla. He's in
Which Godzilla?
The first one. He's the army guy in Godzilla, like the main dude that's separated from his wife and kid.
Aaron, whatever that's Quicksilver.
From what?
Guy who was Quicksilver in the Avengers movie.
Maybe. Hold on, let me look him up. Okay.
He's in a lot. He was in Kick-Ass. He was
Yeah,
in
I think it's Kick-Ass, dude. I'm pretty sure it's him. Aaron Taylor Johnson. That him?
Yeah, that's him.
But it has Brad Pitt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Joey King, Bad Bunny, Sandra Bullock's in it, and then more. I liked it. I don't know if it got bad reviews. I think it's really entertaining. It's a really fun action movie. Obviously, it's not. There's a lot of like comedic points to it, which are good. Long story short, Brad Pitt is like a grab and go operative, I guess is the word, that has awful luck. The dude literally has the worst luck imaginable. He's like cursed with bad luck, and his name is Ladybug, which are supposed to be lucky. It's good. There's a lot of funny events that happen. Aaron Taylor Johnson is awesome in it. I really enjoyed his character. I want you to watch it, Christian, because I would love to talk about it with you. It's super, super good. I enjoy
Watch it when I get the chance.
It's like a lot of good action scenes and a lot of just like comedic things. But I had fun with it. It was a fun time. So yeah, that's what I've been watching, and hopefully you'll watch one of those soon and we can discuss it. But I believe you have some trailer stuff, maybe, or actually, we had news first, didn't we? Was it news?
I think you did.
Yeah,
I think you did.
So as of today, it was made official, but some of you may have heard of the social media sensation, the Liver King. He is this insanely jacked, if you don't know who he is, insanely jacked individual who practices ancestral tenets, pretty much living like a caveman. Like he sleeps on like pallets, which are covered like a blanket, so you can be more grounded and closer to the earth. They block out where there's no like blue light or cell phone stuff in their house. Like they've put up these things and they put them in a basket and all kinds of stuff to keep that from messing with their sleep, so they get sleep correct. Like I don't know, it's supposed to be a healthier lifestyle, but the main thing that's got him in the limelight, the dude apparently was very rich beforehand with whatever businesses he was involved in, but he come out on social media. He eats essentially like a carnivore diet, but they have more carbs in it. And he eats liver with every meal, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He eats liver. He eats testicles. He eats just crazy things. Like it's very primalish. The meals are insane looking, but he does this and he works out crazy. He has this huge ranch. A lot of the stuff comes off of his ranch that they cook up for him. And him and his family did it supposedly because his kids had issues with, I believe it was like they had allergic reactions to stuff, or, you know, they were sensitive to this and stuff like that, and just health issues. So he was tired of hearing the same things from doctors, like they need this or this to do better or whatever. So he tried a different lifestyle and they all got healthier from it. And so they pretty much went all in. But anyways, long story short, so that's him. And this dude is insanely jacked. Like when you see him, he looks like his abs are freaking carved. Like carved out on his chest. Or his stomach. It's insane. The dude's ripped. And it has been a huge subject of debate for a long time since he's been relevant out there in the social media world. If he is natural or not, meaning does he use steroids or not. He has pretty much been extremely vocal and adamant of no, it's just literally living right, lifting heavy shit and eating liver every day, and like his diet. Like he works out like crazy. He has his diet, and that's why he looks like this. And he's been on podcasts saying this. He's been on his YouTube channel saying this. TikTok, he's really big on TikTok. You know, very adamant about it. Well, apparently here recently, I'm not sure how many days ago, but an email leaked claiming he takes $11,000 a month in steroids and supplements for that. So it has been going around. People, for some reason, are shocked, you know, but he actually posted on his YouTube today saying that he, quote unquote, fucked up and that he does indeed use steroids. He wasn't happy. He's one of the like 86% or whatever it was that aren't happy with their appearance. So he does, he's conscious of it. So he uses steroids daily. It's a healthy balance. He has a nutritionist, whatever. But he has confirmed he uses steroids. So that's a huge thing that's going around the internet right now. People are talking about it. And yeah, Christian, I think you've seen a little bit on him, but you haven't seen a lot. What do you think about all that? Like, there's no way the dude didn't use steroids if you look at him. Like, he is. That's insane. I know diet's a huge part of like getting ripped and stuff. Like, that's like that's what the main part of any kind of like really getting in shape and like getting your physique is the diet over lifting. Obviously you lift, but the diet's a big part. But this dude is like create a character abs and everything.
So this is what I have to say about that guy, the Liver King. It kind of mirrors what you were saying already, so I apologize that I'm about to repeat essentially what you just said. But there is absolutely no way you look at him and think to yourself, yeah, this guy just works out clean. There's no way that he does steroids. There's no way. There's no way that you think that. He absolutely has been taking something for a long time, and he's continued to do it, and he probably will continue to do it. He's made his money, so like it doesn't even matter that it's come out that he's juicing up. Like, it really doesn't even matter because like
he made his money before
rich,
he made money as Liver King. That's the thing. Like, before he even did this persona, which his real name's like Brian Johnson, he was already rich. So like this doesn't hurt him in the least bit.
Right. So with all that said, like I don't really care that he's come out to say that he's been juicing, because I mean, only people that believe that he wasn't taking something are fools. Like, you don't look like that just from eating liver and somebody else's ball sack and then fucking, sleeping the perfect hours and shit like that. There's no way. It doesn't matter what you eat, how much you eat it, how less you eat sweets, or all of that. You don't look like that.
It's a created character physique. Like, literally, if you put abs on like a character somewhere on a game, and it's like the perfect abs that are like sticking out and like just you see his physique and it's like, Jesus, there's no way.
It's not of God is what we're getting at.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's definitely like that's not natural. That's definitely some kind of manufactured look that this guy has curated for himself, and that's fine. Do your thing. You're already rich. Like, I feel
he's not
sorry
hurting anybody other than himself. Like, with the supplements, but I mean, they have him managed supposedly because he's not. It's not like he's competing or doing anything.
I feel sorry for anybody who believed that he was just doing it clean. But with that being said, like,
which I'm sure you can get good results eating. Like,
for sure.
Diets, you get good results from diets, and I feel like there are probably good benefits to like the carnivore diet. That's what I compare him to the most, just because it's a lot of like protein and meat and stuff like that's what he eats. He doesn't eat vegetables and shit like that. It's like I'll see potatoes and stuff every now and then, but that's about it.
That's crazy.
Like fish, I don't even know if he really eats a lot of chicken. It's like a lot of beef, a lot of fish, testicle, liver, which I'm sorry, there's no desire for me to eat testicle. I can't make myself do that one. Would you eat a testicle, Christian?
Not for free. Like,
oh, Christian said, pay me and I'll eat that nut.
I mean, like, the thing is, I'm pretty sure that you're not gonna eat a testicle of any mammal and be like, yeah, this is fucking delicious. I just don't see that happening.
Do you eat liver? Like, would you eat liver?
Sure, why not? People eat liver all the time.
Yeah, no, liver is a normal thing. Okay, when we say this dude eats liver, it's not like you would see a fried liver or like grilled. This is like, looks like chopped up raw liver. And I think to make it taste even better, they do something with maple syrup and something else, and he said it makes like a caramely sweet, almost dessert taste. I don't know that I buy that. I feel like the consistency of that would freak me out. I'm a consistency person, so eating like that raw meat and that weird like consistency thing I would probably gag. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, That ain't for me. I'm not eating anything raw. I'm cooking everything that I eat. That's just me, though. I'm cooking all of that,
Oh, the
and we're
testicles
just
raw
gonna,
too, by the way.
yeah. You're. I mean, that's so
Just bite
gimmicky
into
to
it,
me.
Christian. Just bite into it and go.
Like I said, man, not for free.
Not for okay. So it's good to know that if we pay you enough money, you'll do a lot of things.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty broke, so I'll do a lot of stuff for some money.
All right, you heard that first. Christian eats nuts for money. Give him a big old ball and a paycheck, and he'll gobble it down. All right. So that's it on that news. And then we have some trailers to talk about. I have one trailer, and then I think Christian has a couple. Not a lot to say about this one. I believe on, was it either last episode or episode before, we talked about Bambi. I think you brought up Bambi as a horror movie, correct? I think it was last episode we talked about it. They got Bambi. They've done Winnie the Pooh, which I don't know if that one's out. But they're
not out yet.
They're on a kick of like this. And following this trend, and it being the holiday season, the Mean One trailer dropped a few days ago. And the Mean One is a play on The Grinch. And it stars none other than David Howard Thornton himself. If you don't know who that is, we've talked about him in previous stuff. He's Art the Clown in Terrifier. And I watched the trailer. I don't know what to say. I'll probably watch it. He was doing like Jim Carrey crazy mannerisms. I don't know that he's going to talk. I didn't hear him talk the whole trailer. But he was doing like spirit finger things and all kinds of stuff. And they were literally reciting like how the Grinch stole Christmas in parts. Some about a roast beast and all kinds of stuff. And I think it's, instead of Cindy Lou Who, it's Cindy You Know Who. And then maybe it's You Know Whoville. I don't know. Obviously, probably copyright reasons they can't use a lot of the stuff from Dr. Seuss. But the Mean One, because clearly they can't call it Grinch, is coming out. Christian, what do you think about this?
In a nutshell, without speaking on it for too long, I'm definitely going to see this film. Like, all of these movies are going to be bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean, they're not going to be great.
None of these are going to be good, but I'm going to see them all because the idea of it's so ridiculous. And it's something that I would draw for like a comic, you know? So I'm super excited for these things. The Mean One being one of them. The acting looks awful. It looks atrocious.
Yeah.
But I can't
It's
wait.
bad.
And with that being said, the acting in The Mean One does look better than the acting that we saw in the trailer for Winnie the Pooh, like Blood and Honey.
Who in the hell is coming up with these ideas? Let's take all the children's stuff and let's just make it horror movies.
Well, they're royalty free at the moment. You know what I mean? So if something's royalty free, of course Hollywood's going to do whatever they can to capitalize on it. So a lot of these movies are going to be on like Peacock and stuff right after they come out in theaters and don't make any money. But the thing is, these movies are being made for like shoestring budgets, the same amount of money that something like Terrifier and Terrifier 2 were made on. If they make $1 million, then everybody gets paid, right?
I love the like advertisement thing with the movie voice guy during the trailer. It's just like, first he stole Christmas, now he's back for blood. And I was like, oh Jesus.
Well, that's the other thing. The narrator that you heard is a full ass character in the movie. Like, he's on the IMDb page.
Oh my God.
That narrator is going to be narrating throughout the movie.
Oh God. I wonder if he'll talk in this.
Who knows?
It's gonna be interesting to see. I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it. It's probably gonna be boo boo shoes, but I still have to watch it. It's one of them, like, if you like B horror movies, you know you're gonna watch it because you're gonna laugh at how ridiculous it is, and that's gonna be it.
Absolutely, I agree.
But enough of the Mean One. Christian, what do you have? You have some trailers for us, correct?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to actually get right into them just because we always start running out of time. But the first one I wanted to talk about was a film called Cocaine Bear. Yes, you heard me correctly.
We're on with some good films this time, boys and girls.
Man, Cocaine Bear is loosely based off of a true story The true story being a bear gets into like a big brick of cocaine, eats it all, goes on a quick trip. I think his heart explodes and he dies. But for the movie, this bear gets hooked on cocaine and starts eating the shit out of people in order to get more cocaine. The trailer is a riot and a half. It looks hilarious. It also looks really, really dumb. The CGI bear looks good at some points. It looks super CGI at other points, but it's definitely good enough for me to go check out. It's a movie that I didn't expect was coming out, but after watching the trailer, I'm definitely going to watch it. If I had to give this trailer a trash or treasure, I would totally give it a treasure. It's something that I do want to see. I do know that it's insane looking, but it honestly just looks fun. This movie isn't taking itself seriously. It knows that it's a comedy. It knows that the premise is ridiculous, and everybody showed up to work when they were filming this. You can tell from the trailer. So I can't wait to see how this movie's gonna proceed and how it's gonna end. So absolutely going to see that.
Good God.
And then the second trailer that I want to talk to you guys about that I didn't want to spend too much time on is the trailer for the new Transformers film. Now, we've all been burned several times on these Transformer films. I think the last one that we saw that was worth a damn was Bumblebee. It was pretty good. Um, but this new one is one that I'm actually excited for, and I've been excited for a long time because this one is called Transformers: Rise of the Beast. We don't have an official release date. We do know it's coming out next year. But with that being said, actually, I think it's supposed to come out in June of next year. But with that being said, I'm super excited for this because three reasons. One, I grew up on Beast Wars. That was my Transformers show of choice. I actually saw Beast Wars before I really got into Transformers, just because the way that syndication works with TV and whatnot. So I grew up on Beast Wars. It was CGI. It was the CGI is really bad now, but back in the day, in the early '90s, it was one of two shows that was fully CGI, being that one, and then the other one being the Canadian show Reboot. If you guys remember that, which I also love. But two, another reason is Optimus Prime is in this film, and he's voiced by Peter Cullen because obviously, if Optimus is voiced by Peter Cullen, it's not Optimus. So that's awesome. But you get Optimus Primal in this film, who's my favorite Optimus. And for those of you who don't know, Optimus Primal is a direct descendant of Optimus Prime, and he is his form is in a car or a truck. It's a gorilla. So this gorilla turns into this warrior that has some super badass weapons, by the way, if you haven't seen it before. But he's being voiced by Ron Perlman, and I think that that's fucking awesome. I don't know how you guys feel about Pete Davidson, but he is voicing a Transformer named Mirage in this film. So,
Wait, so there's two
you check out.
Optimuses in this?
Yes. So before Optimus Prime, the one that we know and love, there was Optimus Primal. So we have that Optimus. And I think that it's that way for the films. In the show, it wasn't necessarily that way. I believe in the show, these Transformers crash landed on Earth, but they crash landed on a different time zone, like a different time period. They crashed, but I believe they crashed before man. So this was back the age of the dinosaurs and whatnot. So
Gotcha.
Megatron turns into a giant purple dinosaur, not Barney, like a T Rex. Then you have Optimus, who turns into a gorilla. Then their version of like Hot Shot or Bumblebee in this is Cheetor. Obviously, he turns into a cheetah. Then you have Rat Trap, who turns into a rat. Rhinox, who's also in the trailer, turns into a giant rhino. Dinobot, who is a raptor, like a dinosaur raptor, which is awesome, and he's a super cool character, and I hope he's in this film. Um, and they're called Maximals in this instead of the Autobots. And the Decepticons on the other side of this, they're called the Decepticons. And sorry, not the Decepticons. They're called the Predacons. They're called Predacons. And so you have Megatron, who's like I said, a dinosaur, a T Rex. You have Scorponok, who's a scorpion. Waspinator, who's a wasp and a joke character for sure. You have Black Arachnia, who kind of turncoat. She's kind of like the Catwoman of the series. You have, let's see, who else is there? There's so many. I can't remember them all off the top of my head right now, but I can't wait to see them. Optimus Primal looks fucking fantastic just from the trailer. If you guys haven't seen this trailer, like go check it out. Let me know what you think. Hit me up on all the socials. But I cannot wait for this film. I'm super excited. and that was the biggest like fuck yes for me as far as trailers go for a while. Like we've seen a lot of trailers come out, a lot of them have been kind of iffy or just straight up bad. But this new Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer does look dope, and I hope that they don't show us too much more than they already have because I'm actually excited for this film and I can't wait to go.
Nice. I haven't seen the trailer, so I'm actually gonna watch it after we finish recording. Hopefully it is
Let me
good.
know what you think. Dude. I loved it, so I'm excited to hear what you think.
Okay, for sure. Um, I think that's it for trailers. So I guess we're going to our next segment. Are you ready, sir? Based on that silence, I'm gonna say he's ready.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So some of you may have seen this going around social media. If not, well, you may still see it because it's holiday season. I feel like this happens pretty frequently, but I figured it'd be a good chance for us to do it ourselves. Essentially, it's 12 Christmas movies, and you can only keep 3. So the rest of them are gone. Bye-bye. Finito. So I'll name the 3 movies, and I'll name the 12 movies, and then we'll both tell you our 3. And then that will pretty much be it. So yeah. Starting with number 1, we have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Number 2 is Polar Express. Number 3 is Elf. Number 4 would be Miracle on 34th Street. 5 would be Rudolph, the claymation one. I can't remember Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I think, is just what it's called. 6 is A Christmas Story. 7 is Home Alone. 8 would be Jim Carrey's The Grinch, Who Stole Christmas. 9 would be The Santa Claus. 10 would be It's a Wonderful Life. 11, Die Hard, and 12 would be Charlie Brown's Christmas. For me, it's really easy. Number 1 is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That is a definite keep. I have already watched it a couple times. We watch it when we put up our Christmas tree every year. It's like tradition. And then we'll watch it throughout the year. It was on yesterday on repeat while I was doing stuff around the house. The second one I would keep, I mentioned this earlier in the podcast, A Christmas Story. Every Christmas Eve night, usually I'll see it, part of it, and then I'll watch it Christmas while I'm cooking or doing different things. It's always on in the background. We always watch it. So Christmas Story is a keeper. And then my final one would be Jim Carrey's The Grinch That Stole Christmas. Love Jim Carrey's Grinch That Stole Christmas. Ron Howard, I believe, directed it. Love that one. Love Jim Carrey in it. That's definitely a keep. So that would be my 3 that I would keep without a doubt. Christian, what are your 3?
So I'm going to do my 3 quickly as well, but I will say this. My 3 are very different from your 3, and my 3 are probably very different from a lot of people's 3. And I'm going to explain that really quickly so you guys know where I'm coming from. I am not a huge Christmas person. It's not really my holiday of choice. As you guys already know, my holiday of choice is always going to be Halloween.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
Everything in my life and in my house is always going to be spooky oriented. So from this list of films, this list of 12 films, picking 3 to keep and the rest going away in no particular order. Actually, you know what? I will do that.
Yeah, do them in order.
Starting with number 3. Starting with number 3. We'll do it that way. Number 3 for me is going to be Home Alone.
Okay.
I grew up watching a lot of these movies, mind you, but I always had a lot of fun with Home Alone. It just stuck with me. I really enjoyed the tale of Kevin and his antics. It reminded me of like Dennis the Menace, but not during the summertime. Essentially, is how I felt about this film. So I really enjoyed that. So definitely, Home Alone would be number 3 for me. Number two is going to be Die Hard. So
I knew you would pick Die Hard in this. I knew you'd have Die Hard.
Die Hard's definitely gonna out of these films. Die Hard's number 2 for me. Which, man, my partner would be pissed that I'm not picking her favorite on the list. But this is my list, so Die Hard's definitely number 2 for me. I love the film. It's a great movie. Definitely the best out of the bunch. Out of the whole filmography of these films. Of the Die Hard films, not just of the films on the list, but definitely number 2 is going to be Die Hard for me. It's a great film. I quote a lot of that stuff still to this day, not all the time, but I do quote it pretty often. And I mean, if you haven't seen Die Hard, obviously you live under a rock and you just don't like good things. But I mean, I can't not have this on my list. And then number 1, And number one, I still quote lines from this to this day. I quote it all the time. I quote multiple things from it. I love this film. I loved it when I first saw it. I watch it every single Christmas. I watch it every single holiday season. This is the only movie out of everything on this list that I watch more than once in the month of December. Most of the time, it's not even by choice, but I don't complain. And that's going to be Ron Howard's How the Gem Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
Yep.
This movie is excellent. I love it. It tells the story of how the Grinch stole Christmas and the original animated cartoon that I love, but this expands on it. I love the look of Jim Carrey's Grinch. This is one of the last films that we get where people use practical effects and makeup,
Which
and
made it great.
prosthetics.
That's a huge plus in that movie for me.
Exactly. And this is also one of the only films on this entire list that's been remade more than once and has not been good every time. So that just goes to show you that it really matters when you do something with love and with care the first time. I know they made another Grinch film just a couple years ago, and it was 3D animated, and I think Benedict Cumberbatch was the voice of the
Yeah.
Grinch, and it didn't do well. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth your time watching. Just watch this one or the original animated film that lasts you like what 20-30 minutes.
The original animated is
totally
also voiced by Boris Karloff, who is the Mummy and Frankenstein in Universal Monsters.
which is fantastic.
It is.
But yeah, that's definitely number one on my list. I love seeing Jim Carrey wearing those giant yellow contacts. There's nothing better than that to me. And the music in the movie is great. It's not a musical as well, which I enjoy. I think there's a musical number. I think Cindy Lou sings a song to herself, but it doesn't go on too long, and it's not a huge musical number. So I really enjoy that because I'm not a fan of musicals really at all. So that made it even better for me. And then I will say this one more thing: the kid that they have playing like the Grinch when he's a kid, fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
So definitely the Grinch for me.
It's a good one. Obviously, spooky season is what I prefer, but those movies are the ones that it's the compromise of a marriage. Because I will say this: anybody that's ever worked in retail, whenever I was younger, I worked in retail. It will ruin your holiday spirit. So I definitely was more of a Scrooge, Grinch character. But now that I no longer do retail, I enjoy the holidays more, and those are movies I really enjoy. National Lampoon's fantastic, though. I just got to throw it out there. But that's going to do it for this episode. We had a nice, a little few minutes shorter than normal, but, it's all good. We're saving some of the juiciness. We talked holiday stuff. We talked upcoming stuff and games. And it's time. It's time that we...
Pass the whiskey.
Get your whiskeys ready, because it's time for the last call.
Whiskey!
All right. I believe Christian has a last call question for us this week, where he's doing it up for us this week. What you got for us?
True. So my question this week is, what is a Christmas ritual that you have that most other people may not have?
So my in-laws, obviously growing up, we've had different traditions over the years that we adhere to and we do with my family and stuff. One that I would say is probably different than most people is one that I've adopted since I've been with my wife. And that is every Christmas Eve. Obviously, we have like a Christmas Eve dinner with the in-laws and her grandparents. And they have a not traditional dish that we have that I have to say is absolutely amazing. And that would be crawfish dressing. And it is stupid good. Stupid good.
I've never had that, but I would totally try it.
Bro, it is so good. And so he almost did it for Thanksgiving, but everybody was like, no, that's Christmas Eve. Literally, he saves it for Christmas Eve. My wife's family is from Louisiana originally, so they have a lot of like Cajun style dishes they'll do, and crawfish dressing is one that they do for Christmas Eve, and it is phenomenal. It goes with like they usually have like deep fried turkey or duck or something, but they have that, and it's something we both look forward to year round, and it's so good. So it's a little different than most people's, but that's a tradition we do. What about you? Do you have a weird tradition you do every Christmas?
I do. And for me, it's going to sound weird, but every holiday season, I always pick up a new set of pajamas for myself and my family. Now, I don't mean saying that like, oh, we get matching pajamas. For me, it started off with me just doing it for myself every Christmas. And now that, I'm engaged and whatnot and starting family of my own, we do it now together. So each holiday season, we get either ourselves or each other new pajamas. And I'm a huge fan of, lounge pajama pants. So every holiday season, I get a new pair, and I get her a new pair as well. And the little one gets one. So we all get a new pair of pajamas every Christmas. And that's
That's
been a
awesome.
ritual for me. It's been a ritual for like the last, I don't know, 7, maybe 8 years. And then for the family, moving forward. So yeah, it's been great, and I love doing it. And that's one thing that I actually do every year.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Sippin' With Sin. If you would like your question to be featured in the last call, hit us up on Gilded. Gilded.gg/Sinister Pack is the server. In the application, just put from the podcast and you will get accepted and join. There's stuff for the gaming for my streaming area. There's different games you can talk about, different lounges, different channels, as well as a whole section dedicated just to the podcast, Sippin' With Sin. You have episode chat, topic suggestions, what you've been drinking, as well as a last call question. You can submit your question there so you can get it featured on an episode. We also have the Sinister Tales section where you can put a personal horror story or something you found on the internet that you would like us to share and talk about during that segment. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Sippin' With Sin, Sippin with Sin. Drop a follow. You can DM us on any of those with your last call question to get it featured and hit us up that way. New episodes come out every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time. Spotify, Anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, everywhere. 8 a.m. every Wednesday. We're going on a year, weekly, episodic podcast. Check it out every Wednesday. Rate it 5 stars, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Video version comes out on my personal YouTube, youtube.com/IamSinister. Go subscribe, go rate it, or share it, whatever. You don't rate over there. But yeah, subscribe, thumbs up it, all that good stuff. You can watch the video version over there every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time. You can find me, IamSinister TV, on Twitter and Instagram at that handle. You can find me live streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/IamSinisterTV, Facebook Gaming, fb.gg/IamSinisterTV, and TikTok at IamSinisterTV. Hit me up. Would love to hear from you. Come hang out in the stream, chat with us. And yeah, that's where you can find me. Christian, where can the lovely folks find you?
You guys can find me over at the Horrorverse Pod. That's on all socials. That's where I am most of the time. I'm always over there saying hi and what's up to people who have graciously come over to say what's up. So I appreciate all the listeners on this podcast who have supported me on my new podcast, Horrorverse. So that's awesome. One more thing I will say on the Horrorverse, we usually post a new episode every week on Tuesdays. We won't be posting one this coming Tuesday because I'm changing go around a little bit, and I needed that extra time to make sure that I could get those episodes edited the way that I wanted them to be, so they sound a little crispier for you. So in the next coming weeks, we will be releasing those episodes, and I might even go back and drop some extra little goodies just for your listening pleasure if you'd like it. But yeah, man, come and say hi. I'm always over there, and we'd love hearing suggestions. A couple of you guys have already suggested a few films for us to watch and review and kind of talk about and give you our experiences with those. So let us know if you have any more. Anything on your list, drop it in the chat for me, and I will look at it. We will talk about it. We'll watch it. So thank you so
much. Awesome. Heck yeah. Show some love. Also, if there is a holiday list you would like us to break down and do an order for you, in our orders and stuff like that, and tell you what is our best and worst, hit us up with it. Kind of like we did today. We definitely want to do more of these, so we'll be on the lookout. But if you have one you would like to suggest to us, definitely hit us up with it. But that's going to do it for this episode. We appreciate you listening to yet another one, and we will see you guys next week. You don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. It's time for Christian to close the doors and lock it up.
Thank you all once again for tuning in to another episode of Sipping With Sin. Be sure to leave a 5-star review, smash that like button, leave your comments and recommendations below. But most importantly, guys, you know what I'm going to say. Those 3 most important words you've ever heard in your entire life. Go ahead and say it with me. Don't get gutted.
See you guys next week.